All right. Hello and welcome back to another episode of ImmuniTEA Time. How are you doing tonight, Will?
I am fan-fucking-tastic. How are you? And gagged, which it sounds like I'm not the only one, but I'm very gagged.
Yeah, we were texting each other towards the end of that episode, both like we have no idea what's going on. And I think the only way to celebrate a chaotic episode like that is to have a chaotic recap show. We've got a gaggle of guests here tonight, starting with someone you teased as early as last week. We've got Rebecca joining us.
Queen.
Hey.
How you doing, Rebecca?
I'm doing swell. Doing great. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you. And it is a celebration because we have another repeat guest here because it is her birthday. She's not been on with Will before, though. It is my wife, Trinity. Happy birthday. How are you?
Thanks. So happy to be here.
Yeah. And
with villains going, we had to fill with nice compliments.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, we can't be too villainous on here. But we probably have the least villainous of the villains. The first boot of tonight's episode. Dakota, how are you doing tonight?
So good. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Oh, well, good. Glad you're doing better than you were in the episode, I think, right?
Oh, yeah. It feels like so long ago already, even though it just recently happened. But yes, doing a lot better.
That's good to hear. And probably the best birthday present that Trinity has gotten today, the latest vote off from Survivor. The new LRG villain of the year, self-proclaimed. Nolan is joining us. How are you doing today?
Doing good. I'm gagged, but for a different reason. I've got some.
No, don't. I can't.
All right. Before we get going, if anyone has a drink, we can do a cheers. If you don't have one, just pretend.
Oh.
I am hungover, so I'm not
hydrated.
My ImmuniTEA tonight. This is my.
We're good. Okay, and we're doing things backwards tonight because both Nolan and Dakota have to hop off early. So we're actually going to start with talking to both of them. So right away off the bat, if anyone has questions for both Nolan and Dakota, start firing them off in the chat now so we can get to all of them before they have to leave. After they leave, me, Will, Rebecca, and Trinity can talk about any of the other thoughts we had on the episode and where things stand going forward. So yeah, today's backwards day. Will, did you want to start us off with any thoughts for either Nolan or Dakota, or both?
Sure. My question for Nolan. I guess your intuition was right. I was very surprised that you were sus of Ben when you were voting the round that you went, and I'm curious what tipped you off because you both seemed so lockstep the entire season.
I wasn't sus of Ben. I was more so I foresaw the writing on the wall of what was going to happen when Corey stole the vote. And even in my confession, I kind of went back and forth in my head thinking maybe I should just write down Emily to kind of save my own butt and like kind of not go with Ben on this. But I went to, like Christian said, like I went to make a risk and trust Ben. And when it kind of went down, I even like looked at Ben a couple times, like play that idol on me, like thinking like play that because I saw what was going to go down. And I think that Emily and Corey made a big move, but we'll see if it was the right one.
Yeah, and Dakota, how did that move look from the jury side of things? Were you thankful at that moment? Like, I'm glad I don't have to deal with this chaos anymore?
I mean, kind of. It was a very surreal moment. Like, I probably wouldn't have been a part of it. So let's be honest. They had their own thing going on, which is totally fine. But yeah, from the jury side, it looked pretty cool. And I think that, yeah, I'm more comfortable over there than in all the action.
Yeah, I do have a question already from Devin. He says he knows it was a tough time for you this season, but what were some of your favorite personal moments?
Sure. It's always a fun time playing with new people, even though I said it so many times I miss playing with my old friends. It was very nice to meet a lot of new people and get those new connections, even though I don't know if it was like a strict personal moment, like getting to work with Emily was fun, but then watching the episodes back, it's a whole different feeling. But I always have fun. It's just, yeah, just the people that make it fun.
I was curious about you mentioning like, playing with old friends, people like Matt and Emma. Well, you're really good friends with Emma in real life, and then you've played with Matt a few times. I was curious, what made you so untrusting of the people you were already familiar with? Like, do you think you would have been better off trying to at least go forward with the people you knew you could work with?
Oh, for sure. To my downfall, I always start playing my own individual game before I start trusting anyone, which is, you need to trust someone in the game. You need to have some kind of relationships formed. Like, even with Nolan, you can tell I was already going back and forth. Like, I don't know if I can trust this guy. And I also had trust in him. So it was a lot of back and forth in my brain. And so, yeah, I just don't think that I think to trust the people in my past. Does that make sense? Like, at some point they've done something to make me feel sketch, and then I don't hold it against them, but I hold it against them internally deep down. Don't mean to do that.
I guarantee you're not the only grudge holder that's on this podcast right now.
Absolutely not. And you're not the first one to cry on camera either. Because I've been there.
That's good.
And my husband had to record me while doing it. I know.
Switching back to Nolan. Sorry if this is not going to be smooth sailing because we're going to be doing rapid fire back and forth between the two of you. But Christian had a question for Nolan. He wants to know, what was your favorite villainous thing you did for this whole season, and why was it so fun?
I mean, getting Jimmy's idol is obviously really fun. When obviously in retrospect, I definitely did need the idol, but in my mind, I was like, I low-key don't need the idol, and like this is just kind of fun to take it from Jimmy, and play up, because I had no intention of working with Kayla off the jump. I wanted to work with Corey and Emily, especially. I hit it off really well with them during social hour, and kind of scooping up Dakota and knowing that, in my opinion, I value someone who plays a game where they're not just playing with their pre-existing relationships, and they're playing with people that they meet within the game and build that relationship. So that was something that I saw, that if I value that, I know that that's the kind of player that I would want to be. And so I think that was definitely something that was super fun, as well as I really think that it was kind of undershown, but I do think that me and Ben did control the house husband vote to a pretty decent extent, considering like 5 or 6 of the people voting for house husband didn't want to vote for him, even verbally in the confessional. So I think that was super fun. I mean, I think villains have more fun. If you're going to play like a hero and be nice to people, there's no point in playing. Like these games don't really mean anything. So like spice it up and have fun. You know what I mean?
I agree. I mean, it would have been nice to still have that idol though for what happened that round. So did you actually feel suspicion that round?
Which one? The one when
you went. I mean, sorry, that was confusing.
The one where I went just now?
Just now, yeah.
Yes, 100%. I knew immediately when Corey saw the vote that was what was going to happen. In my mind, that's what my gut was telling me. The round prior, I didn't think it was me. In fact, I actually thought Jimmy was getting votes. But I still want to play it for me just because it's kind of funny. And Jimmy was expendable to me in terms of like people I'm working with. And I wanted to force Dakota's hand because I knew that people would always vote out Dakota over me. So if she's idolist, she can't use something to combat me when she's been saying my name the entire game.
Dakota, do you want to talk about that moment with your teabag idol?
Oh, the teabag idol find was iconic. That I love finding idols. The rush I get from just like, I could see it outside of like being outside the box, if that makes sense. So it was like tucked underneath and you could just see like a little part of it. And just seeing that and everyone was lined up to leave, I was like, holy shit, I have to get this somehow before people start like sussing me out. I think that just the moment finding it outweighed the harsh downfall it had, I think. I'm just going to hold on to the moment of me finding it and that feeling and just block out all the horrible things that happened after.
In that moment when you had to play it at Tribal, where both Jimmy and Nolan kind of pressured you into it, did you feel particularly betrayed by either of them, or alternative, betrayed by Emily, since I think she was the only one you had told about it, and now all of a sudden everyone knew you had one?
Yeah. In the past, I had never told people about idols, and I did put a lot of my trust in Emily, and yeah, she was probably running all of my game because I had so much trust in her. So immediately when Jimmy said that, my heart like sank, and my first target was like, this bitch, like what? But she was like pushing my foot, and I thought she was trying to like tell me to go play it, but she was apparently trying to pull me back and tell me not to play it, which how am I supposed to know that? But yeah, I think I was more full fire on Emily after that, which
she could have used her words. Everyone else was using their words that tribal.
Everyone loves to stand up and talk to people before the vote.
Yeah.
I've never ever encountered that. We'd never had live tribals before when I played. So everyone was shut the fuck up and we were done. So that was a whole nother thing too.
Yeah, I was wondering that. So this compared to your other seasons playing, completely different level. Like, do you feel like you weren't as prepared for playing with people that are this
Or
crazy, as
insane.
Corey would say?
Yeah, I hadn't no offense, I didn't watch any of the newer seasons. Like I only watch stuff that I'm in usually. So I didn't know how anything had changed. And when I first said yes to going, it sounded like it was gonna be a lot of whitewater people. So I'm like, again, no bad blood, but I was like, oh, this is just like old times. So yeah, getting those tribals and having people talking during it and flipping shit on its back right in the middle of things, it was a whole new world for me. And it obviously got overwhelming in the moment because you're like, well, now it could fucking be me at any second. So yeah. Sorry, am I allowed to swear on this?
Oh, yeah, please do.
It's the ImmuniTEA, of course.
We encourage it, actually.
Okay.
I did want to, and anyone else that has questions for both Nolan and Dakota, I'll get back to the chat too, because I'm sure there's plenty in there I haven't gotten to.
It's a good amount.
But feel free to cut me off at any time. Here we have, I had one from Christian earlier for Dakota too. How'd you have to switch your game when you saw Connor went home and realized that Emma was part of that? Is that part of the reason why you didn't trust Emma?
There was a little bit more than that. Obviously, as one of my best friends outside of the game, it's like, okay, are you going to actually want to work with me, or are we going against each other? Again, I never know. But when I saw that Emma was part of the Connor vote, I was like, oh, well, she doesn't want him around at all. So what's her move in the future? What's her future game look like? And I had no idea. I really don't think I factored that into it, but Connor going home was kind of like we were excited to play together again because we had played together once. So it wasn't really, again, me thinking about my game. It was more of just that kind of sucks.
I also want to say that, respectfully, I feel like the Heroes tribe was more game body with 4 new era players, and I think Connor being respectfully awful during social hour really shot him in the foot immediately, and I think that I don't even just straight up, and I think that. Even you can't really factor Emma's decision into that if 4 game body people aren't going to play with a guy who's not going to talk to people for the first hour of the game. Straight up.
Well, Dakota, do you have any rebuttal to that?
No, I'm just laughing because Connor's playing video games right there.
I was wondering because I saw the look on your face.
Within your range.
Nolan, real quick, can you publicly thank Jimmy for his idol?
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate you. And you're welcome for immunity for the Dakota round. So,
and Devin wants to know, Nolan, your favorite part about playing in a season like this with so many big characters and threats, and of course your close friends.
Oh, I love it. I mean, I feel like I play really well with people that are big strategists, people that are big personalities, people that actually want to talk and strategize through all the possibilities. I don't really enjoy playing with passive players, quiet players, because in my opinion, I'm just going to come off too strong and too dominant in conversations, and that just doesn't work for me. I need people that are going to be able to bounce off these big ideas and talk shop with me whenever they want, and I really enjoyed that. I think I especially enjoyed it playing. I really enjoyed playing with Emily this season. I feel like she was the one person on OG Villains that I actually felt good about. I initially felt really good about Corey, but as the rounds went on, I felt like I started to drift away from him, and I feel much better about Emily. I think that's a test her good social game, as well as obviously playing with my friends was fun. Playing with Ben was super fun. That was our first time playing together. And also, what's so funny, Trinity?
I can hear Emma. I can hear Emma the cat with Dan, and it's cracking me up. Sorry.
You can ignore my cat.
Hilarious.
Go on, Nolan. Sorry, I don't know where you were.
And also, I don't know, it was fun. I enjoyed playing with my friends. Jimmy, I realized, was way too trusting me than he probably should have been. I should have kind of leaned more into that. I think certain people I did not enjoy playing with. Richie, respectfully, I love you as a person, was intolerable to play with, and I don't think I could ever play a season of Survivor again with him. just not the type of style I like to play Survivor with or enjoyable even on a fun LRG level. As well as Kayla, a friend of mine outside of this, doesn't understand loyalty or anything like that. So I don't understand the flack for me not working with her when she never showed any interest in actually working with me, even though she said it. So
You don't think that she was willing to work with you at all?
no,
Kayla?
because she's going around telling people round one that, oh, no one has an idol, so we should get votes on him, and he'll use. And she's telling me, oh, I might vote for you because you're gonna play your idol, right? Wouldn't you want me to save my idol for working together? Like,
Well,
like
Dakota, did Kayla tell you about Nolan's idol in that first round, or did you also see him? I think Emily and Kayla both saw, right?
Yeah, I did not see him get it. I think
Okay.
Kayla's the one that told me about it, and then she did that weird thing where she came back and was like, if anyone asks, say that you saw Nolan get it. And I was like, okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't think it was necessarily a bad thing though that my idol was public knowledge. I think that especially early on, like that shows me being able to build trust. Obviously, me playing it first round with no battle back is just like its own thing. Like I really don't want to go home first, like straight up. Like even if I knew I was gonna be good, like that's just like I don't know, something that I could never live with if I went home first, idol in pocket. And I think that having that second idol, especially, I mean, we saw Corey kept me in because he knew I had the idol. So I think like building trust with people that I had the idol was also like a benefit to my game to a certain extent.
I would agree. Okay, we've got a couple more questions here from Nick. He has one for each of you. We'll start with Dakota. Nick says, Dakota, you're so precious. Your vote off made me so sad. Would you ever consider doing another LRG outside of Survivor Wisconsin?
I don't know. Maybe. I feel like every single time I play, I feel like I learn something, but then I go into the game pretty much the same way I went to the last one. So, like I say, I learned something, but I feel like I just revert back to my normalcy. I don't know. Are LRGs fun? Should I?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're super fun if you just don't take them seriously, honestly. They're super fun.
Yeah.
Take a what?
I think you said if you don't take them
I think it's
seriously
Oh, okay.
or
Agreed.
personally.
Gotcha.
The other thing too is that you said earlier that like every single time you played with people you know, and it's hard for you to separate breaches of trust in real life with games. So like with an LRG that's outside of idol identifiers, it's curious how you like if your game would change when it's a cast where you don't know anyone. That actually might work in your favor because there's no trust broken outside of game.
True. So yeah, I might like to try it out. Nick.
I will say it's also easier to backstab, lie, and cheat if you don't know them.
Yeah.
You don't feel
No, it's so true.
Yeah, that's a good point.
it's harder
Yeah.
when it's your fiance and your friends.
Yeah.
And I think we get a little desensitized to it the more we play them too. And so we're all just a little bit crazy. But yeah, they're fun.
I believe you.
All right. For Nolan, Nick asks, were you ever going to turn against Ben, or were you guys planning on making Final Tribal together?
Yeah, so actually I had an answer to this, and now after watching tonight's episode, I have a slightly different answer actually, watching the edit. In the game, my mindset was I wanted to go to Final Four with Ben, Amelia, and Emma, like I said. And the hope for me there would either be in the game that Amelia, Emma, or myself would win final immunity, and I would have my hand forced and have to vote out Ben at 4, or I'd be okay going to Final Tribal with him just as like one of my best friends. But after watching the edit tonight, whether Emily and Corey were genuine or not, it clearly seemed that they said that I was a jury management threat and things like that. So I think that, you know, maybe I feel like with my flashy game and also one thing goes another, like I maybe think that I could beat Ben. I think that I've also had Final Tribal experience, and I think that I would learn from my past mistakes and perform well in another Final Tribal.
I think you were playing a good game, Nolan. I think this is the best I've seen you communicate. Just watching you play back. I mentioned that specifically for the Richie conversation, but in general, I thought you were doing pretty well socially. And Trinity, do you want to even admit that you thought Nolan was playing a good game?
I did on the first episode.
We're on episode
Nolan was,
what, 8, 7?
But
What about
But no,
I'm saying
I literally told Dan at the beginning of this episode, and I said, I swear to fucking God, if Nolan wins this, I'm gonna be so pissed. Because he would win if he gets the final tribal council.
Yeah, I'm just so annoyed because my name didn't come up once this episode. I like actually until the last second. Ben should have trusted me to play the idol, or I should have just voted Emily, even though I would have rather had Corey go than Emily this round. I should have
Yeah.
just trusted my gut here because my name genuinely did not come up once this round.
Mhm.
I'm curious, Nolan. Do you feel like Ben trusted Emily and Corey too much, or was he just self-serving and didn't want to risk wasting his?
I think he thought that this was his game-changing move, that he was going to be able to claim on a resume, and I think that in reality, I think that this move of me going home actually only benefits Kira, in my opinion, because now there's a bunch of split pairs and things like that, and Kira can kind of choose who she wants to work and play with without having any blood on her hands for this move.
Yeah, I thought that, you, Corey, Emily, and Ben were pretty tight four that could have kind of run forward together. What happened in this round that made it immediately Corey versus Emily? I don't even know if I remember.
The six outside of Corey and Emily virtually met on the couch after, in that area, virtually right after the vote, and we were guys on Corey, girls on Emily. Another thing that I feel like I was extremely, oblivious to or kind of got misted on a little bit was I feel like towards mid-merge, I definitely was valuing Emily over Corey as an ally, significantly higher. And I think everyone maybe outside of Kira was valuing Corey over Emily. And I think that was kind of also a misstep of me kind of pushing to people hey, we should start to kind of look towards Corey a little bit, where I think people definitely felt like they could still use Corey.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see how it plays out later, and we'll probably talk about our own thoughts later on too. But for now, Dakota, what's your favorite swear word?
She answered it in the chat.
I already answered that in chat.
Well, answer it for me because I didn't see it yet.
Scroll down a little more. I said, oh. Yeah.
Okay, it was better to have it as a comment, actually. If you didn't already see Devin's nice words, here they are again. I'm behind because I'm just trying to go through each of these comments. While I'm looking up other comments, if other people have questions, feel free to interject.
Can I ask Will a question?
Absolutely.
Ask me anything.
I've just been a bystander watching you make comments about me for however many episodes, so I feel like this is a good time to say hi.
Hey. How are you?
Good, how are you? Why did you have so much trust in me? And what gave baddie, not saying I don't have baddie energy, maybe not in the game, but what potential did you see in me, and is there anything you think I can improve on? I mean, obviously there's a lot, but
first Matt S and now Dakota. I just everyone values my opinion so much. You should take notes, man. So I think you, like I said on the pod, you just came in super confident, and I just saw that get eaten away at. And I think it putting the therapist hat on for a second, I think it really was what you talked about is the outside trust got in your head, and the more that you had to play with people that you have outside stuff with, it just, you weren't able to compartmentalize game from personal. And so I don't know if it's that I saw it. I think you had it. I think it just outside stuff, it bled into game too much for you. And I think what you can improve on is trying to remember, just like Jimmy was trying to tell Richie, is keep this is just a game, and it doesn't matter. And even if you have to backstab Connor, right? There's only one person that wins in the end. Yeah. And so I think the other thing, you said yourself even earlier tonight, is that you find yourself in the same trap. You just have to trust people. Nolan came to you at one point and was I have your back. And even then you were still second guessing. And yeah, it's a leap of faith, but that's all you have in this game. There's nothing else aside from votes to go off of. So it's a little bit of blind trust and just looking at the facts that are in front of you and hope that you're making the right decision.
Yeah, two things. First thing, definitely the thing that deterred me from the fact of really having a strong working relationship with Dakota. I feel she tried to be honest, but also lie to everyone, and it just didn't very seem genuine. She'd be say something to you and she's like, oh yeah, like by the way, like I said your name, and it's like, well then, like how can I really trust you if you're admitting to saying my name? You know what I mean? So I think like definitely like it was just hard for me to actually genuinely want to work with her or like have her long term in my plans, even if I felt like I could beat her in a final tribal, just because I felt like I couldn't have a working relationship to actually get there with her. And then secondly, this is my last thing, and then I gotta go. But Dan, Will, Rebecca, you guys are all like phenomenal Survivor Wisconsin players, and I'm wondering like what like you know me, I love these LRGs and things like that. Like, what's like one piece of like critique for my game that you'd give me, or like a piece of advice for future games?
I didn't know if anyone else wanted to go first.
Rebecca, go first.
I don't know. The advice that whenever people have asked me for advice, it's all people who I think need to chill out, which I think is generally most people. And the thing is, I don't think you would have fun if you chilled out. So I don't know if that's actually my advice. But I can't think of anything else.
I'll sit on it. I really don't know. I mean, I've talked to you offline. Like I'm very open that I hated you in 8. I thought you were such a asshole. Like I was
Amen.
like, why would I ever vote for you in the end? You're just such a pretentious little dick. But this season, like you grew on me and your game backed it up, and I have a lot of respect for you in this season. So this season, I don't know. I think you just got screwed by, 2 equally big threats. I don't think you did anything wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think you were better than I remember when I was watching you in 8. I obviously didn't get to actually play with you in 8, because any of your asshole moments never happened around people this season, at least from what I saw. It was just like in your confessionals, which is like a completely different world and doesn't matter.
Right.
I guess this round specifically, the idea to flip on Jimmy might have been too enticing for you, because I don't think Jimmy was after you. He was a big target anyways.
Yeah.
And just maybe if you were suspicious of Corey and Emily flipping on you, I guess, were you suspicious of that before you went into vote? Because at that point you might have
In the
you
voting
fell
booth,
back on
I like genuinely contemplated writing down Emily just to cover my own butt and deal with the repercussions of Ben, because I knew he wouldn't have been mad at me.
Yeah, because that's where I think that's how you save yourself this round, and then who knows what happens going forward. Was you could easily fall back on Emily or even Corey if you and Ben are on the same page and vote for either of them. It's either a revote or Emily going. So
yeah,
I think that's the main thing, was if you felt that in your gut that it was your time that round, is to maybe like, you don't have to jump on, because it would have been fun to dunk on Jimmy, and I know that's probably what you're going for. Is like, this would be so much fun.
Yeah, it was too fun of an opportunity, but yeah, I appreciate it. I gotta head out. Last episode I have to watch. I only watch the ones that I'm in.
Have fun in June.
Feel free to send me. My name is Nolan Werner. Feel free to send me your heart tokens, not your skull tokens. Thank you, Devin. Thank you, ImmuniTEA. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Amaris, Steve, Alex. Thank you, Dakota, for sharing this episode with me. Yeah, goodbye, everybody.
All right, thanks for being able to join us early, Nolan. We'll talk to you later.
Bye, Nolan.
And now, Dakota, the show is all yours.
Oh no.
You can say whatever you want about Nolan.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Am I right?
No, I think he would have been a good one to work with. Like he said, like I was just back and forth, like telling him to his face that I said his name. Probably not the best move. Like I don't know, just wasn't thinking. So
you live and you learn.
It happens.
I was curious about the first challenge, the one that you went out on, was the Squid Game challenge. Did you ever watch that challenge before? Have you seen the Squid Game reality show?
Oh, you should watch it. It's good.
I was wondering, because I think Nolan was, am I right, guys, that Nolan was the only one that actually started to ask people questions, and everyone else before that was just kind of blindly guessing. I was surprised there weren't more people asking questions, but
yeah, I was very confused. Also, shout out, 3rd ImmuniTEA challenge of the season. Go Dan and me.
Yeah, we had brought it up again to Devin, before the season, so we knew it was going to happen. Dakota,
I was also surprised. I mean, I guess like for people like Dakota who might not be familiar with the challenge, they might not know the strategy. But yeah, typically you would ask people questions, try to catch them in a lie, like how Jimmy had been like, yeah, Dakota, you can't lie. So like that's a great opportunity to be like, so Dakota, did you do it? Because then it's obvious. This is like I killed this challenge in 24-hour Survivor. So this is one of the few challenges I'm good at. So yeah, the biggest thing is just ask questions and try to see if people are shifty.
That would have been helpful.
Like one of the ones I got was literally because the person who put it on me was the only person who wouldn't make eye contact when I'm looking around the room. I didn't even ask a question. I said clocked it and I got it right. There's just little things like that. But yeah, a lot of people were too overwhelmed at the choice. Too many choices. Like the girls had talked about that in the room before Corey got in. I was like, yeah, but y'all didn't even try. You're just shooting blanks. Like, yeah, of course.
Will, I watched you in that 24-hour Survivor. Did you actually win the immunity for this game, though?
I did not, because I knew what it was, and then because everyone knows I metagame too hard, I thought I was metagaming, but the rationale I had was actually right, and I knew who it was, and I was like, no, I'm overthinking it like I always do. So I overthought overthinking.
Okay.
But I was one away. One away.
Jimmy
so is Dakota.
Claiming.
So Legends Dakota.
By the way, Jimmy is claiming it that he started asking questions and not Nolan.
Oh,
He's always asking questions. He's always talking.
Yeah,
He's
that's
pandering
true.
to the jury. Now he's pandering to the pod.
no, it's okay. There was so much going on. I mean, feel free to correct us. We're not going to be right every time. I was curious what Will brought up about Jimmy saying you're a bad liar. So when you had the decision to either give it to Jimmy or to Nolan, was that kind of like a double bluff of Jimmy wouldn't think I'm giving it to him because he thinks I'm a bad liar?
I think either way I was fucked in that situation. Like, I think that no matter what I did, I was going to get out. There was no good choice there. They both would have clocked it right away. So, and I wish maybe, I don't know. I feel like if I would have put it on Nolan earlier on my first turn, maybe it would have played out differently for me. I put it on Kira, which, again, a strong player that I wanted to get out. I didn't want to keep her safe. So that was my thought behind that one. But seeing how it ended up, like, I couldn't have put it on Jimmy because Jimmy would have also probably guessed me right away since we had the whole thing beforehand. So I don't know.
Rebecca, you can say it out loud too.
I've been accused. Jimmy has called me a bad liar, but that's also because I've called myself a bad liar. But other people have called me a good liar, and I have it on record.
Yes.
I mean,
Rebecca,
how would say you're a good liar?
What? Oh, thank you.
He was fully convinced that you were voting with him.
How would you have done in this game, Rebecca?
I don't know.
Rebecca, I just have to say while you're here, I've been waiting for the return. I've said this on the pod multiple times. I'm waiting for the comeback.
I'm so glad. I'm so happy. I'm really happy to be here chatting with you. This is the first time we've talked since New Blood, so I'm mutually excited to be here.
Whenever I feel sad, I watch back the clip where you say, "I'm gonna feel something like I'm gonna feel bad for saying this, but I just like Will more."
All right.
He's just a cool guy. Like, I just want to keep him around. I'm like, yeah, I am.
Dakota didn't watch that season.
No, but I agree.
It wasn't even last season.
I would still say the same thing. I will.
For this season, I know Dakota has to go to bed soon. So any other questions for Dakota, or do we have more questions for Dakota? These cats, dude.
Oh God, I love her so much.
This is Emma.
Cat reveal.
She doesn't want to come out here and hang out with me. I would love her, but she doesn't. Dakota, I just want to let you know I enjoyed watching you play, and I know it didn't go the way you wanted it to. What, Will? Shut up!
You and your fucking positive comments. Go ahead.
I'm not. I just want her to know that she has a fan over here. And I feel like when I first played an LRG, I've kind of played the way Dakota was in a way, but at the same time, I was able to lie to people, but only the people I really wanted to get out. I could not lie to people I really cared about. And so I just wanted you to know that lying is hard, and it's hard to trust people in this game. And I just wanted to let you know you killed it, and I want to see you do more.
I appreciate it.
More LRGs. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Happy birthday. Sorry, I
Oh.
cut out probably.
Thanks.
I was
appreciate that.
saying I appreciate it, and also happy birthday.
Thanks.
I think from one bad liar to another, my advice is you don't have to lie. You can just say stuff.
Mhm.
Sometimes it works.
Amen.
Say stuff and pretend it's a joke, but it's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
could do
I
that.
think like, and I'm victim of this. I often put my foot in my mouth in these games. I think like what I've started to learn as the honest player that I am, sometimes it's not about, like Rebecca said, sometimes it's not about lying. It's just about withholding certain information. I think I relate to you in that I just like word vomit and I just like start saying everything that's on my mind. And then like the situation with Nolan, which I had a different game. I had a very similar situation. I'm like, oh, yep, I just told them that. So this severed any trust that I was building. Great. So I'm fucked. So yeah, it's about being more thinking before you speak a little bit more.
Yeah, and what I say in every game, what I say in every game is I black out usually. It doesn't sound healthy, but like I do. I feel like I have a conversation with someone and don't remember it at all, and I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna go over to this person and try something else. So
It's exhausting. It's a pressure cooker, and so yeah, if you're not mentally there, I would be the same way, blacking out and not remembering the conversations. I mean, you saw even Jimmy forgetting things. I think last episode when he was talking with Kira, he goes,
Yes.
"Oh, you were in that group. Okay,
Yeah.
so like it's not just you for sure."
Yeah, I've witnessed Dan not listen to any of the rules for a game because I can just see him going like this.
Yeah, I will ask people to repeat the rules for a game like 15 times.
Yeah, because he just can't if he's exhausted. Like we've all been there.
yeah.
I had a personal question for you and Connor. Okay, I knew you were engaged at the time of filming. Did the wedding already happen, or is it happening soon?
It's in May.
In May. Okay, so soon. Okay,
Next month.
That's
Congratulations.
Thank you.
and we're all getting invited, right?
Only Will, I think, at this point.
I was gonna say only me. All my positive comments.
Just
I'm the officiant. I'm gonna give all the positive comments that I've been waiting to say.
Perfect.
I love it.
Well, an early congratulations then.
Thank you.
And I wanted to know, since we hardly got to hear or see anything from Connor, because it wasn't just because he was the first boot, but the audio was horrible for the Heroes that episode. So we really didn't have a lot to go off of. I just want to know if you wanted to speak on his behalf of his experience. Does he just pretend this didn't exist, or did he still have somewhat of a good time?
I can neither confirm nor deny that he had a bad or good time. I don't think.
Please.
I think that he would have. I mean, he would have liked to play more. Everyone does, and you hype yourself up. You get yourself excited or nervous enough to do something, and then to be the first boot, it's rough on anyone. And I think that would leave a sour taste in my mouth. And he was excited to play. That's what I'll say. It could have been a good game, but first boot always bad. So no confirming or denying that he liked playing at all.
I've been there. It sucks to be the first boot.
Yeah. Richie empathizes.
And blindsided, yeah. It sucks.
Yes.
I love being part of the club though. It humbles you. Let Connor know that.
I'm curious about we got some Ponderosa footage this week of Richie throwing darts at a dartboard. He listed everyone's name, but he listed your name twice.
Yeah.
Why do you think that was?
I literally reached out to him on Instagram. I'm like, yo, why is my name twice on this? And he was like, honestly, I don't even know. Like,
he forgot.
He thought, I don't know. I think he thought I fucked him over more than I did, which I didn't really at all. I just didn't tell him we were voting for him, which no one did. So I don't deserve 2 darts to the whatever he was shooting at.
You also got voted that you were the one that ran the vote on Richie, apparently.
Yo, I don't know where that came from either. I don't know.
Matt Aspen's in the chat. He wants to know if you were serious when you said you thought he was mad at you from Cabin Fever.
Did I say that? So I don't know if people watch Cabin Fever, but basically it was like a 3 idol play at whatever. He got fucked over. We all 3 played our idols, and Matt didn't have an idol, so he got voted out that way. So I thought he was pissed at me, but I don't know if I actually seriously thought that you were still pissed coming into the game. But like, I don't think we had talked since then. So I don't know. Sorry, Matt.
Oh, sounds like both of you could have communicated it better.
Yeah. There's a theme here.
We had the clarification from Devin. 4 people were at Tribal and 3 played an idol. So yeah, you got Sareed out of the game. So have you Dakota watched any of actual Survivor? Because I know Devin said a lot of the people from Whitewater era didn't even watch the show.
No. The only reason I started playing is because, well, Devin, of course, and we're such good friends in college, and then it just sounded fun to have all of our friends together. But I never really like thought to like watch Survivor or study up on anything. I was just like, cool, we can all get together and play a game. So no, I've not done anything to prepare for anything ever.
Just a fun game of lying to each other, stabbing each other in the back, and then you wonder why you have trust issues afterwards.
Yeah, there's a reason why on the real show they're given a hired therapist to process through before they like go back to real life.
Yeah.
And even still, like people on like Big Brother and Survivor talk about how they literally get paranoid that like their loved ones are talking about them in the other room. Like it stays with you for a while.
It really the first time I ever played, you can ask Dan, I woke up at like 3 a.m. and was like, what the fuck just happened? Like I really went through it after I contemplated not ever playing an allergy again. So I feel it with the mental health afterwards. It's really hard.
Devin, we should fund therapists.
Yeah, we can hire Will.
Pay me. I would love to do that.
Are you an actual therapist?
I am an actual therapist.
Oh, okay.
That's why I put my therapist hat on earlier.
I thought you were joking.
No, yeah. How would it feel for me to have been your exit season therapist and then rip you apart in the pod?
I probably would have stopped crying for a little bit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Devin mentions that he does have a good plan for next season to help with that. I know that there's going to be more people on production than there have been in past seasons, including people that can help talk through those post-vote out emotions.
And
I hired a therapist already, so
great.
A special Survivor therapist?
Just Amy. No, just my normal therapist. She's like, Trinity, I guess we're gonna talk more about it. And I'm like, yeah, I pay her $70 to just talk about Midwest mayhem. I'm like, there we go.
I'm wondering, Dakota, so you and Amelia were being pinned against each other.
Yeah, that's sad.
How much of that was real between both of you? At a certain point, were you like both, we don't actually have to go against each other and people are just using this as a narrative against us?
That's a great question. We hit it off in the social hour. I was talking with her a lot. I thought she was a really cool person. I mean, she still is a really cool person. And not that I had like aligned with her strictly on the Villains tribe at all, but like we were obviously going back and forth on like the Matt vote and the Nolan vote. We having conversations. It's been talked about before as like she was saying my name because she thought that I lied to her face, which we didn't clarify that until after everything was over. But I like literally had just come out of confessional, and then she asked me a question and I didn't know anything, and then she was like, "She lied to my face," and I'm like, I didn't know what's happening. So yes, I think that it kind of fizzled out for me towards the end. I was like, I don't know why we're going against each other, because like I didn't lie, but she probably still thought I lied. So it might have been a little one-sided. I kind of dropped her name towards the middle. I started gunning more for Ben. There wasn't a lot of footage of me trying to gun for Ben because there was not a lot of traction behind it. But like I was in Emily, I was like, Emily, I think we should go Ben for this one. Like he's a strong player. Like he's too nice. He's too nice, and I don't trust it. But yeah, for Amelia, it definitely fizzled out for me. So
Yeah. What round was that when you felt that you were pushing for Ben the hardest?
I feel like it was not this one, the last one. Did I write him down
when
last
you went, or
No, the one before that.
The Joe
before
one.
I went? Because I pushed for no one when I was going. I was like, I'm good.
yeah, you wrote down Jimmy that round.
I wrote down Jimmy.
Oh, that's
Because
right.
Emily was trying to do a last second push for Jimmy instead of Joe, but it didn't quite work. That's when everyone was talking at the
Yes,
tribal, and
okay.
that's when you ended up playing your idol.
Then I don't remember because, I had just said Ben. Maybe I just said his name a few times, but that's more of where I was going towards after the Amelia thing fizzled out.
Yeah. I mean, it's never a bad idea. Ben has a way of just, if you don't squash him early, he spreads like wildfire because he's willing to work with everyone and wants to, and then everyone feels good with him.
Devin just said that, and I remember Emma was pushing Ben's name too. So I think it was both Dakota and Ben, or Emma pushing Ben.
And I feel like maybe if I would have not been so overwhelmed, I could have maybe tried to fight for myself. But I think at that point I was just, there was not a lot of fight going on. So
yeah. How much do you think your attitude changes if you did get immunity that round? Because you were really close to getting it.
I think that's always my turning point, is me getting immunity like after the merge. And if I get that immunity, then I kind of set myself up a little bit better for success. I think I made it to Final 3 one time by doing that. And then like obviously not finals besides Cabin Fever. I think I did that season as well. But usually at this point is when I win the immunity, because I am very competitive and good at challenges, usually physical challenges. But yeah, it didn't happen. And I think if I would have done it, it would have changed some things about my game. It would have put me in a better position to actually like turn on that power switch, because I've done it before. And I know I've done it before. I just needed, like Will said, like something to give me that boost of confidence. And I really think that winning that would have done it for me. And it could have been a whole different game, but we'll never know.
So close. So we have to blame production for tapping you for that last round instead of tapping Nolan or Jimmy.
Yeah. Yep. It's all their fault.
Matt wants to know if you're retired.
Yeah. I think yeah, I think it's time for everyone else to go try it out. I mean, you guys are getting people from all over now, and I think Devin's doing a great job building this, and I love throwing 1,000 points Dakota in the chat. Sorry, I'm distracted. A lot of Dakota.
Yeah, and he was saying you were chosen by a random generator, so that's why you got tapped.
Very nice. But no, I think I'm done playing. I think that there's a lot to build on still, and I will always be here to support and help and recruit. So
Rebecca's is killing me in the chat.
I love that Rebecca's on the podcast and just commenting through the chat.
Well, I couldn't. I wasn't gonna interrupt Dakota with like trolling.
No, go ahead.
I love it so much.
Yeah, it was okay because it was a floor reference, anyways. That I don't know how many.
We don't need to talk about it.
Yeah,
exactly. Why would I say that?
Yeah, no one. Yeah, it's just funnier in the chat. Dan just keeps wanting us to say the things out loud that we put in the chat.
Well, okay.
It doesn't make it funnier.
Listen, I wanted to make sure, as one of the hosts, that I'm not taking up all the talking time, and that my guests are able to chime in as well.
Positive comments.
I know that way earlier, Jimmy asked you how many points you scored in basketball, Dakota.
Yeah.
Did you acknowledge that in the chat? Because I don't know.
No, I just said he's blocked. Devin put 1,000 points, and that's my claim to fame.
Is that real? Is that for real? 1,000?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Can you clip this? I don't want this in the pod.
It's too late. We're live. It's all in. 1,000 points, Dakota.
Yeah. Crying.
Will, when's your next LRG from Matt?
God, let me look at my schedule.
Isn't that Ledger?
No, girl. My
Code
next
Red?
one is later this month. In like 3 weeks.
Ooh.
No, and before Ledger, I have there's 4 weeks in a row. I have things. That's the 4th week. I have 2 before that. Yeah, I'm playing a lot this
Yeah,
year.
my next
Okay,
LRG is in
okay.
May.
Dan challenged me to my record in 2025. I think was 7. So Dan challenged me to 10 this year. So I'm trying to hit 10 for 26. I'm at 1 so far, so I have a lot to catch up on, but we have some time.
How many do you have scheduled, Dakota?
1,000 points.
Look, I will slow down once I finally make a fucking final, but I haven't made it past 5 except for the unspoken season where I had to win all the because everything was physical. So I just got it was an unbalanced game. So until I can make a final tribal, I'm gonna keep playing the shit out of these things until I can get there. So y'all are stuck with me.
Yeah. Matt wants to know why you haven't played yet, Trinity. Whoa.
I know. I think Jimmy's got me in the comments. It's all good. I will be playing in May, at the end of May. So watch out for those episodes. Hopefully I'm not first boot again. So
I don't know if we're supposed to say that, but
it's fine.
Hopefully no one's
Everyone,
watching.
I think I even said it on the first episode. Everyone knows. It's fine. I don't know anything else.
Everyone's gonna know. They're gonna know.
They're just gonna know. It's fine.
All right.
Sorry, Devin.
I want a last call here for Dakota. I'm not rushing you off, Dakota, but you mentioned your bedtime's at 9, and so I don't want to make you stay longer than you have to stay if you have to go to bed. So last call for Dakota questions, and while anyone has any stragglers for that, Dakota, I want to know if you have any final overall thoughts on Survivor Wisconsin as a whole, or even going back to your Whitewater experience.
I don't know how people have thoughts at 9 p.m. Like I said before, it's a fun time. Even though if you watched this episode and saw me crying, it was just because I was having so much fun playing. It got so overwhelming from all the fun I was having. Would not deter from trying to play anyways. Final words. I don't think I have anything else. Sorry.
You don't have to apologize. I want to say thank you so much for coming on and joining us. I was hoping, should this moment come, you would take the time to join us because I was enjoying your comments. Pretty much anytime Will said something, there was like a Dakota comment that would show up, and just appreciate it every time. It was like the perfect amount of sarcasm, just like repeating back what he had said, and that's really all we needed.
That's why I felt like Will and I were in sync, because I was like just bouncing my creativity off of him.
Which is why you got to play again, and then we'll ride into the sunset, and we'll kill an LRG. We'll
find that baddie energy.
Maybe if there's someone who's gonna teach you how to have baddie energy, it's this bitch.
I look forward to it.
Period.
All right. Well, if I'm not seeing any more questions, so Dakota, we're gonna let you go to bed.
All right.
Thanks again for joining
You're
us.
awesome.
Thanks.
Looking forward to seeing you on the jury.
Yes.
And have a good night.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Good night.
All right. And
Look
we
at
will
us.
continue to work backwards through time now.
Woo!
I think anything on these episodes are on the table. Rebecca, do you have any initial thoughts you want to give?
It was kind of crazy. Like I haven't been super tapped into the season, so I've like been doing some skimming, and this one I feel like was the one that I like really locked in to watch because I had to talk about it. And I was very entertained. I had no idea what was going to happen. And so it was a blast watching it. Everyone brought something to the table. So that was exciting.
Yeah. I got a couple of shout outs this episode.
Yeah, you did.
You did?
I did. Deb
Cute.
from Ben and Amelia.
And Ben.
Yes, and then Nolan, when they were talking about the Ben Alliance, saying how much I would hate it. I think it's so stupid that I like it, just being called the Ben Alliance. Jimmy didn't like that part of the episode, the dad part, but I mean, I don't need to highlight that comment. Did we have any thoughts on so we had Flip Cup was the other challenge. So that one was more straightforward. How do we think we would have fared in a Flip Cup tournament between the four of us?
It depends on the day.
Yeah.
Well, considering that's what lost me the battle back in New Blood, I think I'm out on this one.
Not Will talking about a battle back.
I would say usually I wouldn't be good at it, but on St. Patrick's Day this year, I would have won.
So I think.
And Dan, did I do well on Flip Cup in Chicago, or maybe it was Pong or whatever it's called? What's it? Beer pong? Like I did. I
Did
won
you throw
final.
a ball?
Yeah.
Then that's beer pong.
Yeah,
Probably,
I almost said
else.
pong. No, I almost said ping pong, and I knew that wasn't
Like the
correct.
spinning
But I was like
flags.
pong. I did well in that, but Dan, did I do well in Flip Cup? I can't remember.
I don't know.
That was
I
so
don't even
long
know if you
ago.
did Flip Cup, to be honest.
No, I think we did, but that's fine.
Yeah, you may have.
No, I think it might have been Harrison. I think it was the fire making challenge.
This is
Anyways.
not Survivor Wisconsin talk. Okay,
not.
so the first round, though, when Dakota
That's how we
went,
would do.
how do we feel about everyone deciding to actually go with Dakota? Because there were other names, Emily and Ben were kind of thrown around, and you could tell Ben was kind of tweaking at Tribal, but everyone just went the Dakota route. Would you have done the same thing? Would you have gone the easy vote, or would you have tried to take out a bigger name?
If someone's asking to be taken out, and at that point of the game, probably. I think I would take out the person who is less interested in being in the game anymore than someone who does, and then if they're a problem, we can deal with them later, or we can deal with them the next round.
Do you feel the same, Trinity?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to kind of go with consensus too. Like, I think that's what was happening. Like, a lot of people wanted to say other names and then it would just kind of get squashed. And I think Nolan was really driving that too. It was like, we're going to go we're going to go Dakota. We're going to go to Dakota. And so I would have probably done what like Kira was doing and just kind of been taking a back seat in that round just because it was a double elimination vibe going on.
Will, what were your thoughts?
God, with a bunch of fucking heroes. Keep her around. Come on.
Well, I would want to.
I also think I talk a bigger game than I play when it comes to my villainry. So I could totally be blowing smoke. But without getting derailed, I said the same thing about 50. Like, you should have just fucking kept him. His foot's broken or whatever the hell. Like, keep him around and get rid of Coach. If you have an easy vote out, like if you can kill two birds with one stone, why would you not take the opportunity? And even Emily said, no shade to Dakota, but as we just had our little heart to heart, even Emily said she was going to be the easy vote. The house wanted her out for a while. So it's like, why wouldn't you just drag her along one more round and get rid of a bigger target like Ben?
Yeah, Dan and I were talking about that because I'm just like, I think it's a terrible call to take Dakota out at this point. But if it's like what Rebecca was saying, if her heart's not in it anymore, like it definitely shifts the mood of the entire tribe. And it would have been very emotional, I think. It's hard to know exactly where I would land with that.
Yeah, I think it also depends on if everyone is on the same page. And because like from a human level, they're like, look, she doesn't want to play anymore. Yeah, I don't want to be the one person to push against that.
Yeah, it was very similar to like that Amelia vote. It's like no one, like there's other things at play right now that we have to like think about.
But see, that's where I push back on that, because here's what I say. Like, Richie was freaking out. Jimmy pulls him aside. Amelia's having a breakdown. Corey goes to talk to her. Dakota freaks out. They're like, okay, we'll just vote her off. Like, if anything, that's where I would, also this is where my therapist comes in. It's kind of my gameplay. I'd be like, I swoop in. Now you're my number one because you have me cheering you up. And I get to keep on someone who's probably going to crash another round or two anyway.
I think Kira was doing that though. I think Kira was doing that. She went and checked in on Dakota afterwards, and there was a big heart-to-heart that they were having. And then she was willing to work with Dakota. It was just like, I guess I have no idea what the influence was that Dakota was giving to others. Like, I was shocked that Dakota. I really thought they were going to go a bigger target like Ben.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, kind of like in Second Chance when Kayla, going into the double tribal, instead of voting Kayla because she was on island, we went with Dick, who's also kind of in the middle, but we saw as maybe more of a threat when it came to challenges. But we did end up going back to voting out Kayla because of, what I ended up doing was trying to keep all of us. Well, I guess I wasn't a big threat to a lot of people, but you were one of the big threats to a lot of people. So I think that's part of the mentality here too, maybe, is that the other big threats were like, we don't want Dakota to get dragged to the end as a GOAT, and
Like
would
very
rather
similar to
have
Emma.
another seat open for us. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that was something that Jimmy had said and then pinned on Corey later, was that Emma is another potential GOAT. Do you guys see Emma as much of a GOAT as
No.
we're hearing in these episodes?
No, I think it's because she's not as showy as maybe the others. It makes it seem like she is. And I would say same with Amelia, but we see how dynamic both of them are in confessionals and how they interact with others. And I respect those gameplays when it comes to like not being super showy, but able to pull strings in the background. Just because I think that's kind of how Dan won. And I just see that being a really great strategy. And I think that they have a good chance of getting to final tribal council if people are thinking that, and they have the opportunity to wow the jury.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad place to be in if people think you're a GOAT, because if that means you'll get to the end for that reason. But at the same time, if everyone thinks you're a GOAT on jury, then you're going to have to prove your case to them.
That's
and
what I
make it
mean. They can
convincing
wow
enough.
them. Yeah, with what they say and how they can back up their gameplay.
But it's a tall task, though, depending on who's sitting there. And if they all had a certain viewpoint of view, then as long as you're up to the task and can explain it. But yeah, I think Emma's done a good job socially in integrating herself with everyone.
Yeah.
I don't really see her as a GOAT, but if everyone else does, that's not necessarily a good thing for her. Amelia as a GOAT, how do people feel about that?
It's frustrating. How do you feel about it, Rebecca?
I think Amelia can put on a good final tribal. I think she can be very endearing. I think she can be very entertaining, and I think she has a story to tell and will be able to explain her thought processes behind things.
Yeah.
She clearly has reasons for doing what she's doing, and I think she can totally do it. You all underestimated me. We're playing with loud people, and I'm both loud but also be able to be under the radar. So I think she has a pitch that people don't see coming, which I think could be good for her.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I have played virtual games with Amelia, and she has really wowed me. And I usually am always holding. I'm sorry, the dog is barking. I'm not sure why, but the idea of I thought she would be my ally forever and ever, and then she usually I hold a grudge if someone wants to vote me out, and she voted me out, but said, "Girl, I had to, or else I wouldn't have been able to get to the end." And she was able to say all the most amazing things that I had no idea that she did. I had no idea that she did it, and I'm like, you are incredible. I think you have a really great head on your shoulders, that I didn't really expect her to have all of these things in her pockets that she was able to take out and show.
Sorry, you first, Will.
I was just gonna say, I think that she's playing brilliantly, and I think for her, third time's the charm, right? We saw, for those who watched, we saw in 5 that she was very much the loud, overly jokey, not taking the game seriously at all player. And then in Second Chance, she really reined it in a lot because it wasn't her partner and her best friend and all her friends. It was just more strangers and then Addie. And so now that she's, like she said in her confessional, now that she's had more time to develop these relationships, and she's been playing the long game, I'm gagged. I think to Rebecca's point, if she makes it to the end, she has a great pitch. I mean, you even see she's still funny. She's still Amelia. I mean, she is the TV moment of this season, but not in the like loud, brash way that she'd usually be, or that someone like myself would be. It's more calculated, and even that I think is part of the strategy. So when she said it, it all just kind of like came together as the puzzle in my brain. And I think that they're going to continue to sleep on her. But I mean, they literally voted her the GOAT. But I think in a way that is going to really work well for her. Yeah.
What I get worried about for Amelia specifically is that she's currently really not being let into any of the voting plans. And I think that's what could hurt her case a lot if she's not involved in the votes to get people out. So this round she voted out Corey. If she votes Emily, there could have been a revote between Emily and Nolan. Cannot believe I forgot Nolan's name. So you're still on mute, Trin. But
I was just saying I would let him know.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll let him know.
And prior to that, obviously, because of everything that happened with Touchy Subject, she wasn't involved in the Joe vote at all either. So she was at least around to vote for Dakota. But yeah, if we could see a little bit more agency from Amelia going forward, where she can make a move where I know she's able to strategize and get involved in a move, I think that could help her case going forward.
The other thing too is that if you think about it, Ben, Corey, and Emily now lost Nolan, so that's kind of a 3. There's a world in which I could see Jimmy, Kira, and Emma being like, we really need to break up Corey and Emily, especially now that they have Ben, and Amelia jumps in on that, they bring her in. So like, because they need her as a vote, if they want to continue to try to break up this pair, that could really position Amelia in a much stronger way, especially now that, like, I'm sure that it's going to get out there that Ben has an idol. Jimmy has to position himself better because he's already been on the bottom, and now he's not a player that's going to get shook up by the fact that he got votes, but he's also not an idiot, and he's going to know he has to scramble a bit. So I think it really depends on, like, Amelia is either going to go one of two ways. Either she's going to jump in with them, or because she's been working with Ben, she'll kind of be the new Nolan, and that'll be their 4. So I think either way you spin it, I think she's going to be pulled into more conversations in the next episode.
Yeah, and I wanted to clarify a little bit what I was saying too, based off of what Christian's saying here. He's saying if she's making moves, she's not a GOAT. GOATs don't think they're themselves, and Amelia does make her own choices. I agree. I'm not calling Amelia a GOAT here. I'm just saying that as far as a final tribal pitch would go for her so far, it would be more of an uphill battle that she can for sure do. I mean, Amelia speaks, I am listening at all times.
All times.
So, I mean, from that alone, I mean, I think she would put up a great final tribal speech. I'm just saying if she wants to claim like moves, it's not off to a good start post-merge so far. But I agree with what Will saying. She could find herself in a swing position. I think for sure Ben is going to go straight to Amelia, losing Nolan, and probably see Amelia as his closest ally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other people.
Yeah, let's talk about other people. I'm sad Corey's not in the chat.
Actually, yeah.
Is Corey
Corey's
not,
usually
Corey,
here.
are you there?
We just have to have Christian instead.
Yeah, Christian, you have to let him know. We maybe clip it that Corey is now. I'm like #1 fan club. I'm president of the Corey fan club. I know the first episode I said he was arrogant, which is true. I'm not. He knows that he's playing that arrogant character. However, a lot of redeeming qualities that have happened in the most recent episodes. I really enjoyed watching him this episode, and I think he played a really great move using his advantage, and it really worked in his advantage. So I just want to be on record that Corey is my player of the episode.
Well,
and I know
we haven't at that point yet.
I know, but I just wanted to just be on record since we're going to talk about Corey.
You just wanted to say it first.
Yeah, I did. I don't want to seem like I'm a GOAT. I am, talking about. I am determined to let everyone know.
I want to know about that move specifically. Corey and Emily deciding to take out Nolan. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Was Nolan the correct target for them to go after? Should they have gone after a different person?
I want to say yes, because Nolan and Ben were trying to work with them more and like inform them of the split vote and of a plan to take out one of the majority alliance. So like they feel like they're more of options than the other people who were already against them and would continue to be against them. So like it feels like it makes more sense to me to take out someone who seems less willing to work with them.
I think that Ben was a real option here if he didn't have immunity. Because if the goal, I think it's a good move to have Ben and Nolan split up. And I think ideally for Corey and Emily, they are able to keep Nolan and vote out Ben instead. But obviously Ben wasn't an option. And even furthermore, he wasn't an option because he ends up finding an idol later in the episode too. But because who would have been other options for them? They could have gone after, because Ben and Nolan weren't voting for them, so they could have still worked with them both going forward, probably. If they went for a different move, they could have gone along with the Jimmy plan, like they had said. Would that have been better, you think? What do you think, Will?
I think that'd be their only logical option. But no, I think that, I don't know if they thought this all the way through, but I'm sure they did. The two of them are on the bottom. They're in a pickle. I think it was smart. Separate Nolan from Ben, and now you have Ben in your corner. I mean, he has Amelia, but if you all think that she's the GOAT, that's not threatening to have them as a pair. Nolan's a strong player in their eyes, and so to have two strong players as a pair, and we're two strong players as a pair. Instead, fuck him, and we can't get Ben, so Nolan will be the sacrificial lamb and bring the three together. Especially if when they find out Ben has an idol, and then now what's her name? Emily is going to get an idol from this next round now that they survived the vote.
Or Corey.
They're going to be in a very comfortable position. I don't know how long. I don't trust that they're going to bring it to the end. I think they're all going to, turn on each other at some point. But I think for this round, I think Nolan made more sense than say Jemmy, who I think is at this point on an island ? Or at least not as strong as say Emily and Corey as a pair.
Somewhere in the middle, but at the same time, his name didn't necessarily come up outside of Ben's plan, but that didn't even gain traction. So I don't know. I feel like Jimmy's always an option that's on the table, but sometimes people are just looking other ways instead. How about the advantage that we brought up, this idol that Emily got a clue for? They get the option to opt out of the challenge. I double checked with Christian and Devin ahead of time. This is not the first time this has happened where they have given the option to opt out of a challenge for a chance at an advantage, and Emily's the only one to take them up on the option. And so she, as a result, gets the advantage. I also want to shout out Amaris for still playing it out as if there was a chance Emily wasn't getting an advantage.
I loved every moment.
She's like, so you have a chance to get the purple rock, and there's like one rock in the bag.
I could just see her like preparing for, oh my god, there's gonna be so many people coming up and like thinking about what to say, and then this is Emily showing up and she's just thinking, like having to say what she has to say. Oh, that's so funny. I love that so much.
What are our thoughts on this though? So you opt out of the challenge for a chance at an advantage, but then it turns out that advantage is not an actual advantage. It's just a clue to an advantage, and not even an advantage you could use this round. It's now, a clue for an idol the next round. So now you don't have a chance at immunity for this round, and you can't even use your advantage unless you make it through the round, which, I mean, to Emily's credit, she made it through, but it was looking kind of dicey for a second. So do we like that as a setup, or would it have been better if there was an advantage for that round, or is that just kind of the risk you have to take?
I mean, I'm always here for the drama.
Sorry, Dan, I had an ADHD moment. You said, do we think it's good that it was like pick your own adventure?
Well, yeah, not necessarily the pick your own adventure part, but the fact that when you pick the adventure, you get a clue, but it's for an advantage that you can't even use that round. So you're giving up immunity that round, but then you don't even necessarily have an advantage to show for it.
I'm for it. I mean, y'all know I love a social game, and so like you got to fight to stay through the round, right? You took the risk, and with any risk, there's consequences. It's kind of like
there's a reward. There's a reward.
It's like a advantage. You're not guaranteed you're getting that vote that round. Like sometimes they even make them wait because you have to wait till you lose, tribal. So I think it's great. I'm a stan.
And I think we saw Emily used it perfectly. She gets through the round, and even if she didn't, she told Corey about it, so at least someone is going to make use of it. And so I think, she played it perfectly. for this round too, and I'm excited to see if Corey just lets Emily get the idol, or if they both kind of go for it. Do we think
I think they're both going for it.
Yeah. I'm curious, and I wish Corey was in the chat. Like, was he really contemplating on writing Emily's name down for a minute there, just to get that advantage? Like, yeah, I know he was kind of playing up to the camera, but I'm really wondering if he was considering it.
I think he was, and this is another example where I understand why, but as a viewer, I'm frustrated at the lack of villainry. I said it with Jimmy with getting in Richie's head emotionally before the tribal. I said it with this. There was like one or two other things the last couple episodes, but I get it. I think if you take a step back and you think logically, and you don't like you said, Trinity, pander to the camera. If Corey loses Emily here, he's fucked. Sure, he has an idol, but he's just biding time. And you can only tread water for so long. I think he would have been in a really awful position. They need each other as a shield as long as they can, unless they're going to try to pull in someone like Jimmy as their new number one, which I think at this point is not really going to happen. So I think it was smart to prioritize longevity over the potential for an idol.
Yeah.
And Christian chimed in on behalf of Corey saying that he was not going to vote out Emily here. He can 100% confirm he wanted to get the idol and vote her out with it himself. So there's your villain plan.
There you go.
If that happens, I will be so happy.
That's gonna be insane if that does happen.
Will be ecstatic because that would mean that Team Dan is completely dead.
Yeah,
I didn't even think of that. Honestly, I don't even care about that at that point. What I also would love to happen, just because it's just like great TV, is someone else finds it because they just happen to like touch the table or drop something on the grass.
Or if they go sprinting for it and others catch on.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they can, or if there's multiple tables and they're all like being like, if Corey and Emily are just being weird looking under tables, like from what it sounded like, might be multiple
It sounded
tables.
like multiple tables.
Yeah. I'm curious how that'll go.
Will, what would your reaction be if Ben accidentally finds it?
If Ben finds it, I'm quitting the pod, dude.
Yeah.
I can't do the rest of this. If Ben is walking into final 7 with 2 idols, I'm leaving.
Like I love Ben, but not a part.
I mean, hey, the silver lining is if he makes it to the end, he can stop saying it's his fucking miss because he relied on power up there. So there's a silver lining.
Devin, I really liked the twist for this one because it's such a hard-hitting cast. Like, it would have been, maybe I would be hesitant for this twist if it was a newbie cast, but this is a hard-playing cast, and I think that twist was necessary.
Was this the twist for sitting out for the advantage that he's talking about?
Yeah, that, and also like that it's for next round. That you're able, and you have to find. Yeah. I think it's what we would see in the show.
I like it, and I love how it played out just for lore reasons too. That this has now happened for Emily twice.
Awesome. You were really excited about that, Dan, when that happened.
I was like, I literally just watched this happen.
Went,
what are we talking about?
Oh my god! And then he started writing it down.
I was like, I have to remember this. Wait, there. Oh, I just saw in my notes too. The quote I had from Kira was,
"Yes,
fuck boys, but not like literally."
That was one of my favorite quotes. For sure.
I love it, and it cuts.
That and Emily going to Amelia, where Amelia's like, "You really shouldn't tell anyone about idols," and Emily goes, "I know how to play." That are fucking me. I was like, okay.
But honestly,
Emily
I agree with Amelia.
Said, "Oh, if y'all are not going to put me on heroes, I'm going to show you how a villain plays this game." Like, you looked in Amelia's face and said, "Sweetie, I know how to play."
Yeah. Okay. And also, Kira sitting there with the steal a vote. Like,
yeah.
So, did anyone catch when she got the steal a vote? I just all of a sudden saw her talking with Emily about it. I don't know if it was on camera and I just missed it, or
I think she said something like she was when she was with. I thought she said Emma saw it. It was Emily.
It was Emily. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think she was talking to Emily.
Chat help. I can't remember.
I don't know if she's here, but
I'm pretty sure it was Emily.
Yeah, I don't think we saw her grab it. I think we saw them like talking seconds after, but I don't think that we saw her grab it. But I could be wrong.
It was with Emily.
Oh, it was in the bathroom. And were they talking about voting out Ben at that point? and then Ben was about to come into the bathroom.
Was it
Corey
during the
Corey comes
Dakota
in?
vote?
Yeah, was that? Am I remembering it correctly?
I think so. It was around that time. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
Jimmy.
So Kira sitting with the Steele vote. How do we feel about Kira's current position?
I think she's doing
she's
great.
still, I feel like, in the middle of everything,
Yeah.
which is kind of where she's been this whole time.
Right.
And I think she thrives in that. We've seen it before. Like she just does a really good job in the middle. I'm surprised people aren't considering her a GOAT, because everyone keeps saying that about these people who aren't playing big moves. I think the reason why is because she's able to talk to so many people and give her she's able to tell them what she would maybe prefer or what she would want, and isn't afraid to maybe like toss out what she wouldn't mind doing for that round. And I think that builds a lot of trust and like respect. And so I think a lot of people maybe do find her as an ally and also someone who would be a good person to be next to. And also, I don't know, I can't help but think that like I don't know what people are thinking about her. Do they want to go against her at the end? Or,
Devin said that Corey and Emily still trust her, at least for this point.
Right.
And I don't know that anyone's really saying they want to target her.
Right.
I was looking at who's left. Who's most likely to go after Kira, and why is it Ben?
Yeah, I was just about to say it's Ben. Or even Jimmy. But at the same time, Jimmy's on an island, but I can see that being an easy vote, possibly. But
no, I think Kira's in a perfect position.
Right.
I agree.
She's in a golden spot where everyone respects her, but she's also not like there's other bigger priorities.
Yeah.
But
on threat levels.
I will say who we're not talking about though is Emily. Like we've said for a while, Dan, that like Emily and even Kira had texted me last week when I said, or maybe she put it in the chat, I forget, but I had said something like Emily and Kira feel like they're shaking hands with one hand and have knives behind their back with the other. And it was either in the chat or privately. She was like, you said that perfectly. That's exactly how I felt in that moment. So I could see as we dwindle in numbers, especially Emily has Corey. They potentially have an idol. She's getting more confident. I'm not saying they'll be successful, but I could see them starting to think about taking their shot, especially because she's in such a good social position. I mean, it has to come out at some point. There's no way she's making it to the end this solid.
I agree. And we have a 3-part question from Christian that I think also kind of ties in with us serving the immunity or deciding who served the immunity. So we can kind of loop it in together. So first off, Christian's question was 3 parts. We're at the final 7. Who is currently sitting with the best resume? Who is sitting best to make the end? And who is a move or 2 away from winning it? So I'm keeping the 3-part question up here, but I think we'll add the 4th part being who we thought served the immunity this episode. If anyone has answers, they're ready to go. We already know Trinity's was Corey.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can just go. This is a hard question because I was just about to ask you guys your opinion on Corey's game and like Emily's game. Do you think they both want to go to the end together and just battle it out?
No, they'd be stupid if they do. I think anyone who goes to the end with their final 2, it's hard to separate who made the move because you really made them together, unless either one person is just more convincing and you have better friends on the jury who are just going to believe whatever the fuck you say.
Right.
Or if there's like, if you just seem like a better strategist. I mean, there's some little nuances, but I think most people would be stupid to risk it.
Okay.
I think they both fully plan on cutting each other.
Okay.
It's just a matter of
I can see Kira, because that's where I with the who is a move or 2 away from winning it. I can see Kira working with either of them to get the other one out. I don't see them getting Kira out. I see Kira being an ally to either of them, and Kira gets to choose almost who goes. I can see that happening. So I would say who is a move or 2 away from winning it. It could be Kira in that regard. Because I think she could still work with Jimmy. I think she can still even work with Ben at this point. I can see her being able to work with everybody that's currently playing. And I don't see them ever targeting her. Who is sitting best to make the end would probably be Corey or or Emily. It's all going to depend on the allies that they've made, I think, who is going to either one of them getting to the end. And then who has the best resume would probably be Emily at this point. Emily, and if Nolan was still there, I would say Nolan, but he was cut. So I would say Emily then. And Corey serves the immunity this episode for me.
Any other takers?
I would say Jimmy, I think, has the best resume with some individual immunity wins, getting Dakota to flush her idol, and Nolan in turn. He also still has that power of observing someone's vote, which is still left in play. I think he's has a really good resume, and if he can continue to get a couple more wins under his belt, I think he's in a really solid spot. As just a resume, who I think is sitting best to make it to the end, I think it's Amelia. As we talked about, everyone thinks that she's a GOAT. I think they're going to drag her to the end. And as Rebecca said, I think she'll eat them up in her pitch, which I cannot wait to see. I've been loving her journey from 5 to 9 to now 10.
Yeah.
In the same way, I've been loving Kayla's journey. Like, there are just some really kick-ass women in this group, and I'm excited to continue to see her thrive. And who's a move to or away from winning? At this point, I would probably say Kira. I think she's very well socially positioned. As we just talked about, everyone's kind of sleeping on her in the best way, which is crazy because if you ever watched Kira play, like, hello. Also, the fact that no one's assumed she has an idol by now, because she always has an idol by now. She doesn't this time, but it's just funny that no one's even thought to be like, hey.
She does have, it says steal a vote or extra vote?
She has a steal vote.
Steal a vote.
She said extra vote, but it was a steal vote. Yeah. So yeah, I think she's a move or two away from winning for sure if she can make it to the end. And hands down, by far, no question, hashtag Team Snake, because he's an honorary member. Corey is my serving the immunity of the episode. He joins me, Jimmy, and Matt Esman, which is fitting for Snake. Hashtag Team Snake. Yeah, the fact that he was likely going to be saved on the margin of error over Emily, yet flipped it totally around and, as Christian said offline, managed to use a steal a vote stronger than an idol is flabbergasting.
Yeah.
Hashtag his mind. I'm just gagged. And he kept my boy Jimmy safe, so all around very happy.
Yay.
Team girls and gays over there.
I chose Kira, I chose Amelia, and who else did I choose? Jimmy. But anyway, I chose two.
So, Jimmy, I thought it was Jimmy, Corey, and Matt Esman was Team Snake.
No, I'm talking about resume, make it to the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was talking about Team Snake.
Sorry, the best resume is Jami. Jami is Jimmy's gay alter ego.
Rebecca, did you have answers lined up?
I think best resume I would probably give to Corey. Sitting best to make it to the end, I'm gonna say Kira as my riskier answer than Amelia to spice it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then also Kira for a move or two away from winning it.
And do you have a player of the episode?
Oh
as well?
yes, that would be
Or
Corey.
serving the immunity.
Making it 3 for 3 on Corey.
All right. And also regarding Corey using the steal a vote from Nolan's first season, he was the one that used the steal a vote, and that was the big move of that season. So it's kind of ironic that now he goes out from the steal a vote. Just kind of comes back to bite him.
It's a little bit of karma, huh?
Okay, so I guess I have to answer this question. So best resume, I agree, is Corey, I think, right now. I don't know that we all said that, but I just think since the beginning, Corey and Emily, but I feel like Corey has had more episodes where he has kind of been the go-to person. So I think at this point, Corey has the best current resume. Who's sitting best to make the end? I think if you wanted to go from a GOAT perspective, if you think people are going to try and take a GOAT to the end, Amelia would be the route for that. I again don't think she is a GOAT, but from a non-GOAT perspective and just who I think is playing the best game to get to the end, I would actually be, I think that Emily and Corey are currently already that last round on the hot seat. People see them as huge threats, and I think people are going to want both of them out before they get to the end. It's just a matter of if they're able to or not. So I think that Kira's really well positioned, and Jimmy is such an enigma because I, for some reason, feel that he is simultaneously safe but on the brink of being voted out at every single round. And it's just a matter of where the wind blows at that point. So I want to lean towards Kira being the one sitting best to make the end, with, I guess, an honorable mention of Jimmy just pulling something off to make that happen. Because Ben would be up there too, but I think there's enough heat on Ben still, even with Nolan being out. But oh yeah, wind mentioned. Oh, that's right.
The same thing.
And that was also mentioned in the Ben's vote too for which way is the wind blowing in Chicago. That was a reference to another online game that we played that Jimmy had won. Okay, got lost in my answer and I missed the third part of the question. Who's a move or two away from winning it? A move or two away from winning it.
Danny had so much time.
No, I don't know how to interpret that question because that could be taken like so many different ways.
Yeah.
It could be literally anyone, I think, could be a move or two away from winning the game, depending on who they vote out and what that move was. If they were the one to help get that person out, that could be a game-winning move. Amelia, if we're confident she's going to be dragged to the end, if she makes a game-changing move, that could be something that would win the game for her. So that's just kind of an open question that I just don't have a good answer to.
I will say, if I were sitting on that jury, I think if Amelia flips on Ben, like somehow blindsides him, it's not like she's just like, I think that would be huge for her, especially after we didn't talk about this. I know we're almost at time, so we didn't get too deep into the episode today, but even with Emily, right? Like Emily wanted to push Ben, Amelia very carefully pushed it off and then flipped it back to how that's bad for Emily to convince her like nail in the coffin, which is again where we start to see some of that intelligence that she's said, like I've been hiding it, come out, that we haven't seen in her prior seasons. So yeah, I think if she like tries to, ride with him, but then stab him in the back in the end and was like, hey dude, I basically used you basically your game, Dan, from Second Chance. Like I used you as a shield the whole time and now here I am. Thanks. I think that would be good for her.
Yeah. And finally, for my serving the immunity, because that's the one part I didn't answer, other than the last question that I didn't actually answer.
Yeah.
I am going to be biased and give it to Emily. Corey was amazing this episode too, but they made that move together. It was Corey's steal a vote advantage though, that they used for it. But just the fact that Emily also was the one that felt like had the most heat between the two of them on the chopping block. She was still able to survive that. And on top of that, was able to successfully be the only one to opt out of the round and find an advantage. So I'm just going to give it to her because she deserves her flowers too. But Corey had an amazing episode as well. I gave him it last week, so switching it up.
I'll just say that she told him about the advantage and he never hit his extra vote like he said he would. But anyway,
that's true.
I have a question for everyone because Dan and I do this at the end of every episode or before the questions, but today it's the end of the episode. Just for fun, who do we think is going next? Since no one here is on prod, so we don't know what happens.
Well, Rebecca, do you have any spoilers?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure ahead of time because I never know who talks to who.
No.
Who goes next? I don't know.
No. In fact, Jimbo in the chat has told some of my friends who are like unrelated to Wisconsin about his placement and then tries to rub it in my face that other people know and have been sworn to secrecy.
Classic.
And I am winning the I don't give a single fuck every single time he's like, I told Kylie about how I did and she knows and you don't. I'm like, okay. Exactly.
Of course Sean knows. Jesus Christ.
Well, speak of the devil. I mean, we said this last week, Dan. I'm still worried about my boy Jimmy Jami, hashtag Team Snake.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna go bold here. I think I'm gonna say Emma.
Stop. I was just
I
about
think
to
she's
say
losing
Emma.
some of her steam. She's been killing it socially, but I don't know what's been going
Well,
on.
Jimmy put her name out there.
Spent the time, but I think she's starting to lose steam a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would say Emma or Jimmy, but I'll go Emma if I have to pick one name.
Trinity, did you have one?
I
Or
mean,
can go first.
Will stole it from me, so you go.
Trinity and I agreeing never happens. Let her
Never
let her cook,
happens.
Dan. Let her cook.
Yeah. I think honestly though, it could be Corey or Emily, depending on. I mean, one of them's going to get the idol more than likely. We don't know who's going to win immunity, but they just pulled off that big move to get Nolan out. I don't know how Ben's going to feel about that. I don't know what Ben's going to do from here. They're both such clear big targets, and we're at final 7 now. I think you have to start thinking about we need to get both of them out, and so if one's available, kind of go after them. I don't know. I just think the heat's so much on both of them right now that if they make it through, I mean, more credit to them. I mean, they've been killing it. If both of them somehow make it out of the final 7, great.
My gut, since there's tables, is it's a puzzle, and I think we're due for a puzzle by now. They haven't done one, and Devin never has a season without puzzles.
So who do we think could win a puzzle? I think anyone really.
Emily
could.
or Ben or Kira.
Amelia's sneaky good at puzzles.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah, is Jimmy good at puzzles?
I don't know.
I feel like Corey has said he's not, but I could be wrong.
Jimmy, are you good at
What
puzzles?
if he's hustling?
It could be.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
as much as I just raved about her position, I don't know. We're at final 7. Third time's a charm for Kira.
Yeah, that's her curse number. Final 7 was always my curse number too, which was even though I won.
I don't want to put that in the universe.
I had the thought.
No, you're right, Rebecca. I didn't think about that. Yeah, because she got blindsided at 7 and second chance.
Like I don't know.
Which was insane.
That could be like the Sandra curse.
Oh my god! Literally, when Kira was next to me, it was like, "Will, has my name been out there?" And I'm like, "No." In retrospect, why the fuck would they tell me I was the only one who didn't know? And I was like, "No." But then I told her too. I was like, "Next time, don't even just play the idol." Had I known you had the idol, I would have said, "If you're nervous, just fucking play it." But she learned her lesson. I think if she has any fear, she'll play her, steal a vote. But yeah, I think. I mean, hey, after this Nolan vote, who knows anymore? But I would be flabbergasted if she gets eliminated next round.
It's Kira. She's been out at final 7 so many times that in Byron she was at 6 because she idled herself to get me out at 7 instead. But and that's 6-7. But she's going to know that's the time she always goes, and she has the advantage. I think I would not be shocked if she uses the steal a vote advantage regardless next round, just to make sure it's not her going.
She might have a little bit of like PTSD.
For this emotional cast, she can also. I feel like she has a card to play that's like, please, just don't let me go out at 7 again.
And she did say that was coming in this season being more villainous, so like I could see that. So yeah, I think it's Emma or Jimmy. But Dan, you said you think it's Emily or Corey.
I think it could be one of them.
Trinity, you said Emma, and what did you say, Rebecca?
My joke answer, my like unserious answer was Kira.
That's how we got on this, right?
But yeah, I feel like Ben.
That was gonna be my second answer. Yeah.
You think he'll get misted and not play his idol?
That's I don't
know.
Idol.
Right.
I forgot that he had an idol.
Like maybe.
That's the only reason I'm not saying Ben the idol.
That's so true.
So true.
Yeah, I know.
I was trying to be original.
I also think with Nolan out, people maybe don't want to target Ben right away after that.
Yeah, maybe.
Just because it's not as big of a threat. Ben's still a threat, but yeah.
Do you see Ben wanting to still work with Old Era?
I guess they did kind of burn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's so interesting.
Like he did genuinely well. I guess his positioning's kind of fucked. Aside from that, he has the idol to get him through, but he has Amelia, and then he either burned or got burned by everyone.
Yeah.
And I feel like
he wanted to get Jimmy out.
Yeah.
So did he tell the plan to Kira? Because Kira was there So because the way it was edited, they didn't want to like give things away, but he and Nolan obviously were looking to vote with Corey and Emily to get Jimmy out, was apparently the plan. But Kira was also there when Ben said, "I have another plan."
Yes.
So I'm curious. I don't know if we'll get answers on that right now, but okay.
He did not.
He did not tell. Thanks, Jimmy. He did not tell Kira about the plan to go for Jimmy. So
Okay.
I feel like it's easier for Ben to get back in with the people who burned him than the majority that he burned.
Interesting. Okay.
And also the Emily Corey side would have Ben's idol
and another idol. So yeah, that
against a steal a vote.
Right.
And the steal, like, what's a steal a vote against 2 idols?
Right.
Yeah, nothing.
6,
That is a
against
good
a
point.
potential, and also like an immunity win too.
Yeah.
Well,
We
they
could
won't even need the steal a vote, because if they play it right, if it's Emily, Corey, Ben, they just
That's
have
true.
to figure out which one it does.
That's true.
The idol's not going on, and then it's just
That's
a
true.
mind fuck.
Yeah.
But
And also
they
if any of them are willing to play an idol on someone that's not themselves too,
right.
will also be a factor.
Insane.
But we will find out. In our next
I think I'm rooting for one
which
of
is
those
on-
3 wins immunity. The other 2 play idols. We go crazy.
That's a crazy South one. And Kira's like, I guess I'll steal a vote.
We will find out at our next episode, Monday night. We are
Back to
back on our
Monday.
regular schedule. So we will, we have 2 episodes next week, Monday and Thursday. But we will see you next Monday and see if our predictions come true.
And thanks again for joining the party, Rebecca. Happy birthday,
So great
Trinity.
to have you. Glad you're feeling better. Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Trinity.
Thank you.
Right.
I'm so happy I've been able to do this with Rebecca. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, I'm happy to have done it with Trinity.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Thank
Good night.
you. Bye.
Bye.